All right, yo. And the blooper reels keep on turning. My computer just shut down on me, and I ain't trying to paste two videos together, so this is gonna be part two. As I was saying, Al Sharpton, I don't want to take anything away from him that he did from a genuine place, and that brought genuine attention to genuine discrimination and points of contention that go against the black community, the African American community, the true Hebrew community, whatever your line of faith is and however you want to call it. You know what I mean? Your fellow Hotepists, right? For all the real work he's done, I can't take anything away from him, but he has, in my opinion, through the years, I've seen him in the face of any and every situation where some of them, and really talking that ish, similar to Mr. Roland S. Martin, you know what I'm saying, really going in and not leaving any room for where, the black folk may have been at fault. Just know, all Mr. White Man is messing up in the game. And to me, when you're that disingenuous, it's going to raise a sign. It's going to raise a red flag. And this Roland S. Martin, like I said, I'll look into dude more to see if there's a trend with this. So this video, it's off the cuff. It's just off of one, not even the full video. I only played like 3 minutes or a little over 3 minutes of this. But that was enough to raise a flag. And then y'all in the comments that know about Homeboy that want to sound off, sound off. You know what I'm saying? But I really think that we've been socially conned. And these people that have bigger budgets, they have the ability to reach out and spread to a lot more people. I don't watch Fox News or CNN. I used to rock out with CNN, but I understand Fox News. A lot of people call Fox News racist. You know what I'm saying? So what would counter that Fox News racism? What better thing for them to counter it with than that controlled opposition? You know what I'm saying? The high production shows where they give a pseudo presentation of being against discrimination or black injustice, all the while going to ridiculous lengths that kind of debunk what they're talking about, so people will be able to say, nah, they just complaining. So when some real stuff go down, you could just chalk it up with the same stuff when they talk that crap, when they go to them extra lengths of black men and women being complete angels any and every time. You feel what I'm saying? I think it is a controlled opposition going on. Your Fox News racist folks, I think that it's the same racists behind them that are behind, your B.B.Bs, your big budget Blacktivists, which is a term I just thought of, and I named the video in part one just off the cuff. So your big budget Blacktivists are out here playing for the same team. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we see it all the time. How many times have there been what do they call it, provocateurs and stuff that's in protests and riots, and people that have been caught out there inciting riots? We could even take it back to several years, nearly 100 years ago. My man Styles, I think, brought this up recently with what's his name, W.B. Du Bois, however you want to say it. Wasn't he hating on, I believe it was Booker T. Washington? Didn't he try to deconstruct his whole thing with that old fake pump your fist type stuff? Meanwhile, he was part of a more funded organization. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Styles. Shout out to New Possibility. Shout out to Benson Dubois. And you know what I mean? Shout out to the six-time heavyweight champion Booker T. You know what I'm saying? Just to, cover a nice little wide spectrum of folk, right? So from, W.B. Du Bois, and I'm sure we can go even further back where you could find a whole bunch of insurgents and, fake people that's, for the cause. And I just feel if you have a big budget, I mean a huge budget. Now, I don't even know if this dude's budget is that huge, but I know his production value looks a way more elaborate, than your routine YouTubers that get on here and speak their mind and speak against oppression and stuff like that. So I think they work for the same team. And then, of course, there's also the very true agenda of division. You know what I'm saying? That could be another thing that he's part of. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. If like this Roland S. Martin guy going to them extra lengths where the black person is not wrong at all. You know what I'm saying? That'll make us look foolish, or lend to us making us look foolish when real situations go down. But then what else does it do? It'll, like I said, we'll look foolish to the other side, to the white racists, which could potentially edify them more in their cause, because then they're saying, yo, this dude sound ridiculous. Yo, these is just a whole bunch of complaining niggas, you know what I'm saying? So now it lends to that division. And it's kind of what I was talking about a couple videos down, speaking on about another YouTuber, man. The world can be complicated. How many conflicts are as simple as black and white, pun intended? There's always going to be a shade of gray. And you mean to tell me this Roland S. Martin dude is not intelligent enough to honestly and genuinely realize that there are them shades of gray, and that this situation has a whole bunch of gray on it, you know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of shade on the thing, where, this young black girl was kind of out of pocket, you know what I'm saying? And just as out of pocket, if not more, was the white man. But no, for the knuckle draggers, he's going to paint it as black or white. Black, black, black. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it makes the whole thing look foolish. I mean, we're on the cusp of, what is it, Martin Luther King Day? Now, a lot of people you may get offended about this, but I don't even trust Martin Luther King. Another Sunday churcher, but the United States government has given this man a day and a street corner. Not just any street corner, but a street corner that's notorious for violence. One of my best friends was killed on a Martin Luther King Avenue Boulevard, whatever it was. I think it was Chris Rock. He been told the joke. When you see a Martin Luther King spot, it's going to be in the hood, and it's going to be in the, the most craziest, wildest part of the hood. So, I think of things like that. So they gave him a street corner in the gutter, and they gave him a day. We all grew up on Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? I was a huge Martin Luther King fan. I was probably more a fan of him than any television personality, musician, or anything that was out at the time. But as you grow and you learn, you start to peep game. Pretty much that's it. You start to peep game. And I'm telling you, there's a social con being put on us, put on all of us. The white people too, white and black, for the whole division thing. But, you know what I'm saying, if you magnetize more to the black side of things, you're still being affected by this social con. With pseudo perspectives like Roland S. Martin, where the black girl did no wrong. So that when more injustice happens, the same people that's looking back and is saying, yo, this dude is over exaggerating it. So yeah, he's probably over exaggerating with that too. And, they all foolish. You know what I'm saying? It's a social con. If anything, I say, rock out with your fellow people. People like me with a whack-ass green screen. You know what I'm saying? People that's in the car that's not getting paid by any entity, that's just pretty much expressing themselves and how they feel. Your spirit will be able to feel out who is real and who's not. You know what I mean? So, rock out with them. But even in that, even in your self-made folk, what do we have? We have a lot of con artists going on. I don't have to name any names. Y'all know the names by now of at least a few of them. So even on the so-called ground level, you got to be very careful. But I'm pretty much at the point where I see if someone has, is a B.B.B, big budget Blacktivists, then it's gonna make me wonder, well, who's writing your checks? And if someone else outside of other Blacktivists are writing your checks, then it makes me wonder, it's gonna make me suspect, they're putting a whole lot of cut in that package. You know what I'm saying? So that, when the custies get it, they fall out and OD, on some stuff that they had in their system that they didn't even realize they were putting in their system. But that's the system for you. So just wanted to run my mouth about that real quick, man. I don't trust the B.B.Bs.